Grand Rising. Good morning, everybody. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. Yep, that's happening already. Oops, you know what? Hang on. That's what's happening. Hang on. We have camera technical difficulties. There we go. I was like, why is my camera not functioning correctly? Having technical issues. I had a couple of retakes to get started this morning. I don't know what's up with that. So let's make sure that we switch the microphone. How's that? Can you guys hear me okay too? I want to make sure get everything up and rolling. Grand Rising, my beautiful sister, Kelly, Auntie Kelly. I got your message about the peppers, and yeah, I have a harvest for you. Let me tell you, let's do some, I'll bring you some stuff, and you give me some stuff. I got some good jalapenos. Oh my gosh, my jalapenos are so hot. Like, y'all, I can sweet talk some peppers. That's about it. That's the only credit I can really take. I planted the seed and I watered it and I talked nice to it. And man, did it do the rest. Let me tell you. You need them. Okay. It's a deal. It's a done deal. I love it. Miss Pauline in the house. Good morning, my beautiful sister. How are you today? We have Miss Patty in the house. Good morning. And of course, as always, my beautiful sister, Miss Kelly Jones, working behind the scenes there as Earth Angels, commenting over on Facebook as my moderator. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for sharing, liking, following, inviting your friends, passing it on, letting people know. Come and check us out. Join us for this 1 hour out of our morning. Welcome if you're new over in TikTok. Welcome. If you're wondering, I stream in 3 different platforms here in TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube across the board. You guys make sure that you do go over and like the YouTube channel, subscribe, check it out. That is where the stream seems to be the most uninterrupted, is the best way to put it. TikTok does well too, but I don't have a way to repost the whole live. I don't think. If somebody over there understands how to do that in TikTok and wants to help me, I'm open to receive, right? Open to receive. So, alive and blessed to see another day. Amen, sister, right? Amen. So you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, I am Earth Angel Jamaica. It is a blessing and an honor to have you join us in this place, space, and time. This is where we come together, setting the intention of nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. Really taking the time to honor our journey. We focus on prosperity, our birthright, our divine birthright of prosperity, and the spiritual laws that assist us with connecting to our prosperity, which are tithing, forgiveness, life purpose, and goals. I did that out of order where we go, but each day of the week we touch bases on that, right? And we are in the middle of, we're a little over the middle of now. We are in the midst of our 8-week series. We are in week 6, right? Are we in week 6 now? Yes, we're week 6, where we're talking about the throat chakra. We have 8-week series, so 3 more to go, 6, 7, and 8, right? We're just coming into the 6th, where we're talking about the 5th chakra, which is our throat chakra. Pull up my little visuals for the Facebook land. Sorry, TikTok, I haven't figured out how to pull up visuals for you guys, but got the little visuals that we talk about over here. So I actually wanted to grab really quickly. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab the YouTube link and I'll post it over there really quick for you guys as well, so you have it to how do I do that? How do I do that? How do I do that? Well, let's see. I'll come back. Anyways, Earth Angels Heaven Sent. It's the same, except for it has the same handle. It's got the same picture as the logo over on the TikTok. It's the lotus, the purple lotus flower. That's where you can go over and like and subscribe and check out, or earthangels.com. earthangels.com, where you can pick up all of my links to all of my stuff. So, no, Miss Haley, you are not late. You are divinely on time, as always, my beautiful sister. Welcome, 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 and thank you for being here. So nice to see you. All right, guys. So like I said, we are in our series, Mastering Our Masters of Our Energy. This is where we are talking about learning our own energy systems. We're diving into our chakras, right? Getting to understand our own energy. We started out with our root. We've worked our way through each one of our chakras. We have now moved in. Yes, last week was our heart chakra. This week, we're moving into the throat chakra. We're going to dive into what that represents, what it means to be in balance, what it feels like, what it sounds like. The throat chakra, right? To be in balance. And we're going to, as usual, dive into throughout the week some of these tools that we can learn, foods that we can use, essential oils we can use, energy healing we can use, crystals, herbs, etc., breathing techniques, meditations that we can use, things like that that we can use in order to help bring ourselves into alignment so that we do have a healthy and balanced throat chakra. Okay. So let's dive in, because we do only have an hour, again, where we focus on nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So let's get going. So our throat chakra is located right here in the center of our neck, of course, right here in your throat. Pretty simple to figure out, right? It acts as an individual force of expression and an individual truth, both internally and externally. A balanced throat chakra helps to set us free from the fear of judgment or the need of approval from others. This chakra helps us to embrace our originality and unique individual experiences in the world. And it's also associated with purity, thus connecting it to the concept of truth. Speaking our truth, right? You guys have heard that before. Be able to really speak your truth. Are you speaking your truth? The throat chakra is responsible for our communication, the expression of our thoughts, our feelings, and our ideas. So all these things we learned about through these weeks, right? Where this energy builds the representation of all these other chakras, right? Our root chakra, our basic instinct, just basic needs, survival, fight or flight. Our sacral coming into that place of emotion, right? Our solar plexus, the place of wisdom, of actual thought process, right? We get into the wisdom, the knowingness, our place of power, coming into our heart. Again, this emotional, the place of giving and receiving and emotion, feeling, right? And then coming up into this throat chakra, the place that we can express this now. This is where we've taken all of this energy and being able to express it. So it's responsible for communicating not only our thoughts, but our feelings, our ideas. It's responsible for having a healthy internal dialogue. So even when we're not speaking out, that self-talk comes from this area, right? It's also about striking a balance between speaking and listening. This is an important key for us. How many times have you guys, just 1 second, I see you, Sagittarius. If you have a question, sure, throw it out there, hun. How many times have you had an idea or a thought process that comes through, right? An emotion, a thought, a feeling, anything like that, you know, comes through, and if you speak it out loud, even as you're saying it, all of a sudden something that seemed really big and just emotionally overwhelming became really small and deflated as you spoke it out loud. Or vice versa, you get an idea, and as you're speaking it out loud, it gains that momentum, and you see the potential, and you start to gain more growth and dream bigger and wider, right? So this is how the speaking out loud and being balanced to listen even back to what the words that are coming out of our mouth and what they represent. Are they balanced? Are we hearing it back? Good morning, my beautiful sister Destra. Thank you for being here, sister. Welcome, welcome. So, you need to go lay down and wait. Okay, go lay down right now. Sorry, Snoopy is like going nuts this morning. They've been driving me nuts all morning. All right, so the balance between speaking and listening, as well as seeking and sharing the truth. This is responsible for social skills, our personal integrity and honor. It also works closely with our sacral. While the sacral governs our creativity, it's the throat chakra that allows the individual to express those creative ideas rather than stifling them for fear of other people's opinions. So this is really a beautiful place where that expression, the place of being able to express the creative, that's why when we hear music and song, and when it's really, you get that emotion when you really connect to a song, music that you hear on the radio, and artist, the feeling and the emotion that they're really feeling at that moment when they are singing that song, we are capturing that vibe, that energy, that emotion through that power of expression through that throat chakra, right? Oh, you're amazing, sister. I love you so. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so it's the throat chakra that allows the individual to express those creative ideas rather than, oh, I already said that. Sorry. Lost my spot here. So when the throat chakra is in balance, we speak, listen, and express ourselves openly and authentically. Right? And we learned about this as we're coming up, right? So not putting our will upon others, right? Not having to control other, but able to express ourselves, not fearful of what people's reactions around us or thoughts, just being able to freely express ourselves and our knowingness of ourselves, right? All right. The throat chakra, when out of balance, when this is out of balance, we ignore our inner voice, feel afraid of expressing ourselves, or have trouble listening to others. So this was an area for me that became very out of balance at a very young age, because I was a chit-chatty girl. And especially when I came into school age, it was about stifling my chit-chattiness because that wasn't in alignment with the teachers and the kids. And then of course children are very interesting beings and can be very cruel. And so my fear of my peers and asking a stupid question or being out of balance, and then some of the with my gifts paired with my gifts were challenging at the time, right? So I became very fearful to ever express or speak myself, which really stifled my whole chakra system along the whole way. I learned along the way. That's why mastering this, learning about these things, right, to release and let them go. But I can see how far back that feeling of not being able to express myself freely, openly, without fear. That's important. If you got little ones that you're in charge of in this world too, something I really charge you to be responsible for, to think about the way you allow them to express themselves without fear to you, their safe space, the forming of who they are right now, their authentic self, allowing them to truly stand in who they authentically are so that they can learn to balance and master their energy before they're adults having to come back and do this work in retro, right? They get to keep it balanced through it. So just challenge anyone with little ones to do that with that, finding ways not only for ourselves, but those around us, not just our little ones, but everyone around us, all those around us, right? Being able for people to feel safe to express themselves in safe manner. So, throat chakra is masculine energy. It is symbolized by the blue 16 petal flower that I have the picture of up there. Elementally, it is associated with the sound, and its mantra is, I speak. I speak. The symbol is an inverted triangle of the throat chakra symbol, also symbolic of spiritual growth. The downward position, okay, so if you guys can't see it over there on TikTok, I'll show that it's like this, right? The downward position is affiliated with the gathering of information, while the widening upward represents the blossoming knowledge leading to enlightenment. Okay. The crescent-shaped throat chakra image embedded in white, sometimes light blue. The circle is inspired by the moon, which is purity and cosmic sound, and is surrounded by the lotus petals. One explanation of the significance of these elements in their relationship of the ultimate goal of meditation is to blend the akasha to receive higher consciousness. The transcendent of human consciousness is itself an act of purification. In order to achieve the level of purification, the throat chakra must be open and balanced. Right? It is a beautiful, isn't it beautiful, Destra? It is a beautiful symbol, absolutely. Miss Pauline says, working on this with my granddaughter. She's always saying sorry, she's out. I love that. I so love that you are consciously aware of that and working with allowing her to. Those are great clues, Miss Pauline. Good job. Good. Kudos to you. Gosh, you just make me so excited to know you're consciously aware of and working on that with her now. Kudos. So, if this is out of alignment, it can lead to a variety of issues throughout our mind, body, soul, our emotions, our spirit, right? That's what we focus on here in the Morning Brew. We are all about focusing on nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So we have to look at ourselves as a whole in that way so that we understand where we need nourishment at. What is it we are requiring within our own energy system? What's the checklist, right? So when this is happening, if there's imbalances happening, things that could occur, again, I am not a medical doctor. This is not in replacement for any medical stuff. And the cool thing about our energy and focusing on the things we do talk about is everything we talk about goes right in alignment with medical. These are just accents, helpers, assisters. These are not replacers, okay? Make that clear. But some of the things that can be happening, laryngitis, hoarseness, sore throats, tension, pain in the neck, the shoulders, the jaw, difficulty with our thyroid, our lymph system, the pituitary gland, I can get that word out, problems with our teeth, our gums, our nose, ears, sinuses, upper respiratory system could arise. Lower, let's see. Oh, there you go. Right. So, anybody like my whole life again. Dun, 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 dun. These were things that were signals for me that I was unaware that they were signals. That's why we talk about it, right? But the cool thing is we can bring it into balance. So emotionally, if we're talking about some things emotionally, some people might feel very insecure or anxious socially or around others. Choose not to speak at all. Some people don't like to speak at all. They're unable to express oneself. Controversy, one might dominate the conversation. Explain excessively, somebody that's gossiping a lot. Speaking aggressively or without thinking. Somebody that does not allow others to be themselves. It has to speak over and keep others not in that safe zone, right? Or people that always have to be right. Again, that need to not allow others to be them because they have to be right. What if we were just all right? Here's a newsflash. What if it is all and? And it is, because we're all having our own journey. What's right for you and what's right for me are not going to be the same. We have, you know, I mean, everything around us is tools that the Great Spirit has given us along this journey that we can use with our energy system. And the combination that works for me is 100 gazillion, babillion different tools out there that I grab that work for me personally. The odds of that exact same combination working for you, probably not so good. But the odds that you're using some of those same tools and they will work for you, and that we have the same things available to us, and that we might both grab the same type of tool on that day, really good, right? Because it's available to all of us. But we're on our own unique journey. So we're all right. We're all right. All of us. There is no wrong. Just an amazing idea. Way to shift our thought process to it, right? So little shift in thought. Miss Pauline says, Miss Dust, hang on. Okay, hang on. Pauline says, you hit this on the head for me today, on point. Girl, right? And let me tell you, I do my own work. Like I said, I did some shadow work this weekend, and coming into this, it's just amazing to me how this is Great Spirit lining us up. The universe is always divinely conspiring just for us, to bring us together, to assist us with what will assist us if we're open to receiving it and recognizing it and making the choice to do something with it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. Now, Miss Dustra says, I tell my daughter the same. No worries. No need to apologize for anything you didn't do wrong ever. You're awesome. I love it. I have gotten my voice back, and I actually got that. I completely, literally lost my voice. Exactly. When we walk our own path, just guided and hold hands together along the way, right? Exactly. Exactly. So I love that. Kind of leads into, right? It's so beautiful with, again, Great Spirit always has us, always divinely conspiring for us to bring us along this path. This whole series, you know, I was divinely conspired. I was divinely conspired. Wow. I was divinely guided to do this series. I just went with it. Okay, Spirit, you said do it. Let's do this. And it has lined up with the moon and our energies and the release. And every week, everything is just so in alignment with things that there's so many little details that align. There's no way I could have lined it up in that way. It's so obvious to me. It's Great Spirit. And it's such a blessing and honor when I see that. I'm in awe. I'm in awe. Because here we are, the throat chakra again, releasing, expressing, wanting to come into balance, letting go, hearing back. And the moon cycle, we're coming into the full moon. So it's gaining that energy. We're coming into being able to release and let go of this. On Monday is the actual full moon, next Monday, where we'll be moving into the third eye. So perfect timing of releasing, letting go. The manifestation last week when we were in the heart, we're in that new moon phase and gaining the manifestation, that hanging out in there. Like it's so beautiful. Again, if we're open to receive the information and do something with it, Spirit has got us in ways that we cannot experience unless we're open to give it a shot, do the work, give it a try. So with that being said, this morning, we're going to move forward because it is 9 o'clock. That means it's time for our food for thought, because we do focus on nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So now that we've dove in, we've got some ideas of what balance and imbalance looks like. Be back here tomorrow. We're going to give you some tips and tools and tips on what to do to get into balance. So if you're recognizing that these are some things that you may be dealing with, tomorrow we're going to talk about foods that we can eat. We are learning eating the rainbow, how simple it is. Literally, Great Spirit color-coded our healing process for us. What? Spirit's like, okay, guys, okay, this is like kindergarten stuff for you. I know you guys can do this. You can do this. Literally eat the same color foods of the chakra that you're working on, that's whole, pure, organic, yummy. Bless it. Send your love, your energy to it, and then take it in. Take it within the light. This is light foods. Creator created those foods, right? Light foods that we're putting into our light bodies to clear. How easy, like spirit, right? Like that's the stuff. So anyway, tomorrow we're going to get into those foods and some of the essential oils that we can use. We've got some meditations we're going to be doing this week. When we talk about meditation and yoga poses, we're going to talk about the crystals, stones, different vibrations that can assist us. And then, of course, we'll have our question and answer day like we always do on Friday. Each day of the week, again, getting into focusing on prosperity. Today is all about tithing and the art of tithing, right? What I've discovered along the way, tithing does mean literally 10%. Spirit has so beautifully, my relationship with spirit has gained in such a way that I see tithing as my ability to gift back to Great Spirit where I'm spiritually being fed in all forms. I see so clearly now that I am the conduit. I get to be a conduit for Great Spirit here. And everything that comes to me is a gift. People, places, things, money, items, energy, it doesn't matter across the board what it is. It's all gifts from the Great Spirit. And when I recognize that, and I am willing, for me, it's gifting back to the Great Spirit. Like I said, that 10%, it's about keeping that energy going, because everything we plant, like talk about planting the seeds and the harvest and the moon, we're coming into the harvesting of the moon, right? As we set those intentions to plant, the giving and receiving, every time we plant into spirit, we give into that tithing, we're planting, it rebirths 100-fold every single time. There's no, I try to outgift spirit now as a fun little game that I have. And it's not possible. Every time I get outgifted. It's just the way it is. And it's not my intention of why I do it. It's because of the beauty, of the understanding, of the sacredness of understanding. So that's what tithing is all about. I forgot the magazine. It's over there. I'll be right back. 1 second, guys. Oh, I got dogs right under my feet every second. Oh. Lay down, baby, please. I love my animals, but you guys, I'm telling you, I'm like Snow White, except for it's constantly. Like literally, I fell asleep yesterday. I took a little siesta, a little Sunday siesta. I'm laying on the couch and I wake up and here's a cat right on top of me. Both the dogs, one on each side by the floor. Of course, they're always right under my feet. Anywhere I'm at, they have to be. And if they can be touching me, they will be touching me. Like even now, he's like going to come over here where he's right closer behind me again. But literally, here's Miss Kitty just snoozing on my chest and I'm just laughing. I'm like, but I do love it. Like the birds, I'm outside. I get birds come visit and hang out with me, just like Snow White too. So, and the dragonflies and the butterflies and so I'm not complaining. It's fun, but right? I love it. I love it. Miss Destra says the veil, your veil's so thin. Now beautiful. I have to embrace mine too. It's absolutely beautiful. I keep seeing the most magnificent, glorious, loving energies too. You guys, I'm telling you some amazing things. You know, you remember, just a reminder, we went back, right? We started manifesting. Really, I told you we were coming into this magnification period of manifestation back in, I want to say it was June. I can't remember if it was May or June. Now I got to go back and look. I think it was June 25th is when we kicked into it. And it's till December 5th, I believe, if I'm remembering my dates right, where we kicked into that just massive manifestation, and it's happening. It's so amazing. I love it. Oh, I felt this way. My daughter and I just were saying that too, about how the animals keep coming to me and working. Oh yeah, the animals, like I'm telling there, I'm out and about. It's almost like because we're in the forest, I don't want to go out too far by myself because there's a lot of wild things around too. And I attract animals. I'm sure in a good way. I'm sure they wouldn't hurt me, but Yeah, it's interesting recently. The I've always been that way, but it has increased recently tremendously to levels of more awe for me. For me. All right, guys. So, part of our journey here every morning, if you're new and you're looking for that general reading, Shelby, hang out with us. We are getting ready to do a general card pull as well. We do focus on nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. Like I said, we're talking about tithing today with the spiritual law. We just got done talking about the throat chakra, and then tithing to ourselves is one of the things I believe is most important. And when I'm talking about tithing to ourselves, I'm talking about the art of self-care. The very first gift we got from Great Spirit was this vessel. These made of these energy systems, those unseen systems are what's creating this matter, this 3D reality. Come out here, see, be able to be a part of this spiritual journey, right? We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And this was our vehicle, our vessel to have it. So when we're talking about tithing, the first place we need to start, if we're understanding it's tithing to where we're spiritually being fed, is ta-da! Us. We literally have to be the first on the line of nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, so that we get to be here and have this experience. That's part of tithing back to Great Spirit. Taking, if we are to tithe, right? I love pointing out 2.4 hours out of our day to nourish ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. To allow ourselves to relax, let go, release, surrender, flow, allow, just allow things to be. Love, honor, respect this. Master your energy. That's tithing to this. Look what happens when you tithe to your body, when you're in perfect health. What are the rewards? Can you outgift health and love to this body? If you exercise and you feed it healthy, good foods and your energy's in balance, what happens? You are instantly, the laws instantly bring you into that alignment, bring you into that prosperity, perfect health, right? So it's important in part of this process that we mind our minds, that we mind our thought processes, that we look at where our thoughts go, because we are master. Health is wealth. Absolutely, right? Moon butterflies. Yes, health is wealth. 100%. Look up the word prosperity. It's interesting to me because a lot of people spend a lot of time mastering abundance. They want more abundance. Everyone wants abundance. I have a news flash for you guys. Look around. You have abundance mastered. I guarantee it. Because I worked on it for years. I had an abundance of bills. I had an abundance of stress. I had an abundance of worries. I had an abundance and abundance. I was so focused on abundance. The universe kept giving me abundance of exactly what I was feeding it. Sure, you want abundance? Let's get clear on it. I'll give you an abundance of this. So we got to be clear on what it is we want an abundance of, right? And we think that, oh, just, again, it's not just money, material things, right? We want an abundance of the feeling that we think it would bring us, security, right? It can, not that thinks we can, but it can, right? But that's not the point. That's the outside. That's just looking at the outside thinking that would fix. When it's the emotion coming in, we need to look at that we want an abundance of, right? If I told you could have in a security, you didn't have to worry about how it came. Would you care if it was through the form of money or what form it came from? If you just knew you were secure and safe. If I told you had a place you could be secure, safe, open, exactly who you are, no fears at all, plenty provided for, all the food, all the clothing, all the shelter, everything that you could possibly want, right? That's a feeling. That's an emotion of abundance, right? That's an emotion of prosperity. That's an emotion of security, right? Then we focus on that. That's the emotion we want. That's what we want an abundance of. And then trust the universe to bring it. Bring it, universe, because that's what it does. It manifests these things for us from what we transmit out to it. So it's important we mind our thoughts with this, right? Unconditional love. Exactly, Destra. So boom, right? Unconditional love. We want to manifest unconditional love. Well, guess what? I got a news flash. You are unconditional love. You are exactly what you're looking for. What you're looking for, you're looking with. And you know that, and I know that, right? So, right, guys? So, as we know that, and now we focus on the abundance, just like you said, like holding in that, knowing you are unconditional love. It's not something coming in the future. It's not something that has to come to here. You're it. You're it. You're it. Now, expand and watch the abundance. Watch the abundance of unconditional love that flows through to you, right? It already does. It's already there. Good morning, Teddy Bear in the house. Thank you, Teddy. Good morning, Teddy. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. So I like to share with you out of the Science of Mind magazine, Guide for Spiritual Living, scienceofmind.com. You can get your own subscription. Has 2 quotes from 2 different mystics, philosophers, comics. We had a couple of comics last week, which I loved. Even got me watching comics this weekend, by the way. I watched Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange, actually. That's one of my favorite comics, I think. Wonder why. If you haven't seen it, suggest it. Anyway, so let's hop into this because it is 9/11. 9/11. Okay. Let go my ego. Oh my gosh, this is going to be. I love how, again, this is always in alignment. I don't line this up. We're talking about tithing. We're talking about throat chakra, listening, speaking and listening. Let go my ego. Our first quote comes from Alan Watts. Ego is a social institution with no physical reality. The ego is simply your symbol of yourself, just as the word water is a noise that symbolizes a certain liquid without being it. So too, the idea of ego symbolizes the role you play, who you are, but it is not the same as your living organism. That's from Alan Watts. And then our second quote is from Ernest Holmes out of Living the Science of Mind. This real ego, the Bible called the Christ, is us, the hope of glory. At the center of every man's life, the impersonal becomes personal. The generic becomes individualized. This is the hidden source of life, the place where Christ in us blends on one side with the divine and the other side with the individual. God's calling. Excuse me, God's calling. I'll just read one more time. Hang on. There we go. Usually that's it. It's a fax thing. You guys remember those faxes? People still do that. Can you believe that? I know. Interesting. Okay. I had a story when the faxing first started, but okay. Many spiritual teachers and spiritual people are adamant that the ego needs to be let go of, silenced, and eradicated. This is similar to how many fundamentalists condemn certain kinds of music, the acclamation of money, and various pleasurable activities, claiming such things move you further from God. They advocate the static, sanitized, and safely structured life. There is a more effective response to the ego. If God is all there is, and God created the ego, then it must serve some purpose. Our invitation is to learn that purpose and then communicate, cooperate, and collaborate with the ego. As long as we see the ego as the enemy, we will resist it. and it will continue to do what it does. Protect at all cost. An old Zen saying advocates that we be the masters of mind rather than mastered by mind. Either we become the stewards of our mind and our ego, or we will be servants of them. Each day, when at work or at home or in our centers, when we are triggered to flight, fight, or freeze, let us pause consciously, breathe mindfully, and ask, what does my ego want me to do? Is my ego looking for the exit? Why? What might be the reason? Then breathe and ask, what is my response to this when I respond from my divine truth? My divine or my real ego? You guys talk about this is shadow work. Somebody asked on Friday, that was one of the questions. What is shadow work? Boom. The ego. It's true. I came from a place where some of my earlier on mentors taught me that I had to crush my ego. I had to let it, I had to crush it. That was the bad part of me, right? That was the part of the shadows. While at the same time telling me to do work and let things go, right? Crush that, get rid of it, right? But that's a piece of me. Those pieces of me, just like that, this pointed out, right? Those parts of our ego did the best it could to keep us alive. That was the fight, flight. That's the ego from the base, that survival. And it did what it knew how, the best it knew how in the moment to keep us alive based on all the information it had gathered up to this point. So this is why it's important we look at our childhood stuff, because guess where our ego gets its information? And the thing about our ego is it doesn't matter if it's true or false. Everything to the ego is taken as face value. There's no emotion to ego. There's no with the forming of that, right? It's just boom, that's the way it is. It's the reality. If you were made to feel, talking about ego, when you were young, that you weren't able to speak your voice, to say out loud what you want because it wasn't safe, your ego tells you, shh, be quiet, right? So now growing up, the reason it did that as a child was it was keeping you safe. That was the best it knew. But as you grow up and you get into situations where it is safe for you to speak out, your ego is still telling you, shh, shh, be quiet, because it's taking that face value that it learned there. It doesn't know the situation, things have changed. It just knows that it's job to keep you safe, and it worked then. So it's working to the ego. And this is where we come in and we say, no, it's okay. Instead of hushing it up, shutting it up, abusing that self-talk, third chakra, abusing ourselves by telling ourselves to be quiet or don't speak up, or we get loud the other way. We're super boisterous and we have to scream and protect ourselves and get loud and say things to defend, right? It goes both ways. That's when we take that ego, though, instead of trying to work against it, we work with it, and we have to reteach ourselves. It's like we have to retrain ourselves. We have to retrain our ego to the truth, which is that spiritual knowing, that spiritual truth of who we really are, that it is safe for us. We are in an environment that is safe. We're allowed to express ourselves. We're learning to master our energy, and we can do this in efficient, safe ways. We can learn ways to communicate. Different ways than we were taught when the situation was there. We're no longer in that situation. We can now retrain ourselves that we are in new situations. We have created through our process, through our changes, through mastering new lessons, new environment to retrain ourselves with, right? My new replay is, I need a new filter for my mouth when I say things. Viewing that, right? Use those as tools, though, too. Use those as your tools, Pauline. Use them as your tools, hon. of why you're saying those things. Why do you react that way, right? That's that shadow work. And we wonder, people ask, what is shadow? What are you talking about when you're talking about shadow work? This is the stuff we're talking about. That ego, that self-talk, what's going on within? Total throat chakra stuff, right? Total throat chakra. This dominates all the internal communication. This is where it all happens. Inside and out. Inside and out. So our affirmation for today. Today I embody real ego, the Christ, and from it I live, move, and have my beingness. It is the realization of glory in, through, and as me. Boom, shakalaka, boom, shakalaka. Right? Dr. Strange is all about the ego. You're so right, Teddy. I'm laughing again. Spirit, talk about divine. You know, part of my homework this weekend, what I did was I did my own shadow work. I had my own list that I burned and let go of and did some things with, and with my beautiful, amazing mentor. And then I was guided to have a relaxing weekend, which is hard for me to make myself just sit and do. And Dr. Strange was like popping up. So I watched that, and I just love, because it's how I see energy. I know that sounds, I got so excited the very first time, and every time I watch it, it just reminds me of how beautiful this universe is, because I'm not saying I do stuff like Dr. Strange does. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to working with energy, and you see when you see the energy work, the graphic, the special effects of the energy work, that's the behind the scenes stuff I see when I'm working with energy. So it just is exciting for me. So anyway, okay. I'm going to repeat the affirmation one more time for those in the back. Today, I embody real ego, the Christ, and from it, I live, move, and have my beingness. It is the realization of glory in, through, and as me. Da-da-da-dum. Oh, is that Brother Bear in the house? I think that's Brother Bear in the house commenting. Hello, Brother Bear. So funny. I was just thinking about the ears, and here you come popping in. That cracks me up. All right, guys, we're going to move on to our spiritual food, because as usual, you know, I'm chatty. My throat chakra is very active. Letting go of that ego. Let go of the ego. Let go of the ego. Let go. Embrace it. Love it. Give it some cookies and milk. And just, you know, that's what I do. I know it sounds a little funny, but as I started to realize this, my little ego, I grab it. When I catch the ego doing those things now, I literally sit down with myself. I'm sure this sounds totally like a person that would be locked up somewhere, but it's my story and I'm sticking to it, and it works for me. So it might work for you. I don't know what to say. I will sit down in a meditation, and I go and I sit with my little self. You know, I know somewhere along that journey, like I said, the ego picked up that story somewhere along the way. So when I'm triggered by my ego, usually with me, it's my temper is the big trigger for me, right? That's my opportunity to go sit down and understand where it is I wasn't with my temper. That was one of the emotions I didn't learn how to process as a child. So when those things are triggered within me, it's time for me to sit with my little self. That's that ego triggering in me. Even the situation around me, it's not the things happen around me. It's something there, because that's not me. So I go sit with me, and then we go figure out where this happened. Where did we pick up this belief that was the way we needed to respond? I view it, put the light on it. That's the shadow work. Shine the light on it. Bring forgiveness, and then bring understanding to that little girl, like the hitchhiker that we talked about on Friday, right? I sat with little me at 5 years old and had a conversation with her and said, sweetheart, you picked up a belief here that's not true. You're not a rebel. You're not a rebel. You're not a rebel child. You're not trying. What you were trying to do wasn't trying to be rebellious, you were trying to show your form of love. That's what I was doing. I thought that was a form of love. I was protecting, I was helping my family get safely where they were. My dad had done that. My mom followed him around. That was their love. They loved each other. These were forms of way to do love, right? That was a language of love for me at the time. At that age, that's where I picked it up. That was that little girl, that little ego, right? So I had to sit with her because along the way from that day on, that I picked up that belief that all of a sudden I did something wrong because I was trying to express my love in the ways that I was shown to do it, right? So I couldn't freely express myself anymore. Couldn't, you know, and when I would try to defend myself, I was told, you know, I didn't know what I was like, you know, I was told to hush, be quiet. So I wasn't able to freely express my emotion in the situation. So I was taught to stuff it, right? So it took me going back. That's shadow work. That's doing shadow work, going back, sitting, doing the meditation with that little girl, telling her the truth, now looking at it and having a good laugh and letting it go. Now I don't carry that around. And I didn't even know the burden of that I carried until I allowed those triggers to guide me to that. Okay. So, all right. We're moving in. Unicorns are jumping in. What do they want to say today? Like I said, we're talking about tithing. Tithing. It would help us to elevate. We're focused on our throat chakra, expressing ourselves. Whew. They're trying to, yeah, you guys see these guys? Yeah. Uh-huh. I'm trying to pull a, there we go. I love it, right? We're talking about tithing, and tithing literally is about giving, receiving, the balance of, right? Again, we talked about you can't outgive. It's about recognizing where we are gifted from spirit and gifting back to that as sacred, as honoring it, as continuing in the flow. And the unicorns bringing in the Pegasus, right? Bringing in the flying unicorns, the balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. Balance. What timing with what we're going into. I just love the way this all plays out. Spirit, divinely. Talk about balance. Dun, da, da, da. Because we have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Brother Bear, are you still around? I need some colors. Give me some colors that I have some in my mind, but pick 2 or 3 colors that come to you right away if you're still around. Please. I just thought of that. That's hilarious. Okay, I hear you guys. My guides are laughing at me because they're like, yeah, I get it. I know. So never mind. I'm gonna erase that. Never mind. Just forget that I asked that question. Forget I asked that. Oh, my team. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a whole conversation. Yeah, there's a whole thing happening here, and I'm okay. Gonna move on. Okay, so balance. Let's hear what they have to say about balance really quick. Info. There is an area of imbalance in your life that needs addressing so that you can lift yourself up into happiness and health. That sounds like prosperity to me, what we focus on around here. This may relate to work, to play, to spending, saving, exercising, resting, being social, or spending time alone. So, right? Like we're all individual, unique beings. Message collective for all of us. This is for all of us, always, right? So it might just be one. It might be all of those areas we're having some imbalances, but it's time to take a look. We're being called out to look at these. If you've been working hard, staying up late, getting things done, working at weekends, or not taking breaks, then this is a call to set a better balance between work and personal time. If you have been following a strict diet and are feeling deprived, this card encourages you to relax a little and find healthier ways to treat yourself without overdoing it. Equally, if you've been indulging a bit too much, it's time to take control and honor your body with healthy foods, exercise, and rest. In whatever area you need to create balance, be sure to look under the surface for any emotional causes from your behavior. Often there can be a belief that needs releasing or a wound that needs healing before you can enjoy moderation and be more gentle with yourself. Think about it when you go to plant seeds, right? In order to get the harvest, you have to prepare the soil. You have to have a good balance in the soil in order to harvest the highest, best crops, right? This is what you're being called to do right now, right? Do a little weeding. We've been doing planting. It's time to do some weeding. Looking under the surface. Can't even get more, right? Like, talk about ego. I absolutely love this. When you feel your own point out of balance, when you feel your own point of balance, you will feel happier, healthier, and have the energy to go out and enjoy life even more. Guys, the unicorns, these guys are all about inner child. This is about shadow work, right? The throat chakra, finding this balance of speaking our truth, not only out loud so others hear, but speaking our truth and listening. Speaking and listening ourselves. Speaking our truth out loud and literally hearing ourselves. This is all about ego. This is all about shadow. This is all about self inside work, mastering our energy, finding our balance, being able to stand in your authentic, true, pure self and have a clear, open, vibrant throat chakra requires us to do the work. We're being called to do this shadow work, to take a look, to pay attention this week to your triggers. Use the tools we talk about to help you, but pay attention to the triggers. Triggers and tools, triggers and tools, triggers and tools. Getting a trigger, we're going to learn a tool. And sometimes it maybe that tool didn't work the best. We might pick up another one. We might pick up 3 or 4 tools at a time. For me, it's about my oil. First thing for me is prayer. Great Spirit, connect. I'm feeling out of balance. Help me out here. Then I go to my tools, my oils, my meditation, breathing. One we always have, right? We always have breath, and we always have imagination, our thought process. That's a tool we carry with us 24/7. We don't have to go outside of ourselves to get those. Triggers and tools, triggers and tools, triggers and tools. Pay attention to those triggers this week. I'm telling you, this is some powerful energy happening right now with this moon. We're coming into this full moon. This is the time to dig deep and do the shadow work this week. Okay? Message me, earthangelsheavensent.com, earthangelsheavensent@gmail.com. Sent, make sure it's a smell. You can message me on TikTok. You can message me over on Facebook. You can message me on Gmail. Earthangelsheavensent.com has all of my links. Do this work. Get these triggers. If you're having things and you can't figure it out, message me. I'll help you. Let's walk through this. But we're being called. It's time to master this energy of you. Being called to balance. Do the work. And you guys, if you think you're done, guess what? You're not done. If you've done this work before, you've already done your shadow work, I promise you, guess what? You're not done. If you still have breath in your lungs, you're still walking this planet, you're constantly in motion and energy, and things are always coming through. And in order to truly be a master of your energy, you're always going to be working in your field. That's a master. You're always in it. Right? Boom. Pauline says, I've learned before I started a project to breathe and prayer and brings a project out. And amazing. Exactly. Before she starts a project, she's learned to breathe and pray. We've done this over the past few weeks. Again, we're in week 6. We've been doing these meditations, these breathing exercises. We had Brother Bear come on, teach us about box breathing. We've done other things. Like, there's so many tools we have available, guys, to start to master your energy. That's what we're focusing on here, nourishing ourselves, bringing this together. Love it. Can't make this up. All right, guys, we are 5 minutes over. I apologize, but I am grateful. I apologize that we went over, but I'm so grateful that you're here, that you shared your energy, your love with me. You're allowing me to be here and learn along with you guys, because every time I teach this information, I go deeper. I do deeper levels of healing. And every time, you know, when I started doing the shadow work and the deeper levels, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. Holy cow. Like, it was so, you know, it felt fearful, but I would face those fears. I would embrace it. I would do it. And you guys, every time, the reward at the end was so amazing. The ahas and the healing that would come from being willing to do that has now got me where, you know, I love doing shadow work. I love it. I love it. I really do. I love, it's not always the funnest. No, it's not, you know, the timing, not always when I would love for it to pop up, but every time it does, it is such a blessing. A blessing. Every time it's a huge blessing. And it's all about my attitude of embracing it and recognizing the blessings that come from it. My ability to consciously do that has shifted my whole world. So I love sharing that stuff with you guys. So you can do it too. You can do it too. All right. I love you guys. I have a full schedule this week, but I do have a few, see, today I have some openings. I'm back in school. Yay. Tuesdays are booked up. Wednesday, I have some openings. And no, not this Friday. Maybe in the morning. I think I might have one appointment left in the morning on Friday. So if you'd like any energy healing, my readings, also earthangelsheavensent.com. You can click on make appointment. That'll take you to my service guide. You can click on services there. And under coaching is where my intuitive readings are, or you can message me in any of the links and I can help set it up for you. Or under my services on Facebook, of course. But earthangelsheavensent.com has it all in one nice spot now. Yay! If I have any website builders out there, message me. Let's do some talking. I need some help with that. I want to expand it and do some different things, but I know the right person will come to me to do that. All right, I'm going to close this out just a smidge different than we've done it in the past, because I don't know, sometimes when I try to share YouTube stuff, it gets wonky and they zip it. So I wanted to save this for the very last. Oh, I want to catch Teddy's ego really quick. Hang on. Ego can be summed up in one: you see us and we are self as a chalk, a brain and a princess, a rebel and an outcast. A blithe way we don't need to write. It's easy to tell us we are. Yes, we're all of it, right? Embracing all of who we are. Yes, Teddy, I love it. And The Breakfast is a great shadow work movie, right? The Breakfast. Okay, The Breakfast. I haven't seen that. Is that a movie? I seen you tell me over here too. The Breakfast Club. Is it The Breakfast Club? Yes. Dude, you're taking me back now, Teddy. Taking me back to The Breakfast Club. Dude. All right, guys. So I do have a little, like I said, I have posted The YouTube link on the Facebook page, sorry, Facebook and YouTube are getting this over there. Don't figure it out one day. They're going to collaborate everybody over there, TikTok. But this is my mentor sent it to me as part of my spiritual practice this morning, and I was like, what perfect alignment and timing with what we're doing. I'm going to be practicing this all week as well. And this is the I Speak chakra that we're coming into. So I wanted to share this with you guys. If you are in a situation where you can stop, relax, close your eyes, breathe. I'm going to play as we go out. This will be the closing meditation. If for some reason we get wonky or lose signal or blocked, the YouTube link is posted on Earth Angels Heaven Sent Facebook page. It's posted there, so you can click on it and continue with the meditation. Go check it out. And from here, go check it out this week and use it. Try it out. See how it helps you with coming into balance with doing this shadow work this week. This is going to be an interesting week for us. I can tell we're being called. We're being called up. We've been doing this work for a reason. Spirit's been clearing house for us for a reason over these past few weeks. And here, you know, we're getting ready to harvest the rewards. It's beautiful. All right, so kick back, relax, enjoy this beautiful meditation as we head out. I will see you guys back here tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., where we will be talking about foods that we can use to assist the throat chakra, essential oils we can use, and moving into talking about forgiveness work. Talk about shadow work, forgiveness. So, love and light to you all. Enjoy this little piece.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender to the flow of love that will heal me. I release control and surrender